So there ain't like
Morning.
we got that many schools that this, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
so
Afternoon.
No, that's
we
my morning, man. I fucked myself up day before yesterday. I was cleaning out my garage and moving some doors around in there, air conditioning units, moving my wood chipper and shit.
oops. Let me mute.
And once a show, Mike.
I'm sorry.
If it's not you, it's Mickey. If it's not Mickey, when Winch's is here, it's her. Once a show. That's right. My phone is not even working right now. But yeah, moving some shit around there. I jacked up my back. So last night I was bedridden. I couldn't even get out of bed. I took a flex roll and I didn't get up until 42 minutes ago.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, dude.
Man,
Like
I hate this. As soon as I do a share, they lock my account.
God, I haven't even been on, so it can't be blamed on me today. I've been in hiatus.
What's good, Kev?
Mm. So
I'm just gonna jump out and say I think we themed today's show happy hour because as you can see we got the Dos Equis out. We just kind of chilling today, kind of real low key today, but I did kind of want to address something as me being President Clack now. Um, that was a question was raised the other day about the backpacks. So the reason why we decided to go with clear backpacks with um, for the pre-K through sixth grade was because they are more likely to have papers sent home. They're
yeah,
more likely to have, especially with the younger kids, the pre-Ks. You know, they're more likely to get sent home with coloring books and word searches and things of that nature,
plus
crayons.
like mom and dad always want to hang up your achievements on the fridge.
Right, and they're more likely to have a lunchbox too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we just thought it was the teachers came to us and they said that it was hard for them, the pre-K teachers, the kindergarten teachers, the first and second grade teachers. It was hard for them to get notifications home through, from the kids through the parents when they send paperwork home, letting them know about different programs at the school or whatever,
Field trip and
field
shit.
trip and stuff like that, because the kids would get their papers and run out of the classroom, and they run out with all these papers, and half of them would go up in the wind, so they got these papers and
It's
they
like
got
crinkled and crushed
right,
because they're like, "Yay,
right,
I'm out of school."
or some of them walk home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they got these papers, they got these little coloring books, or they got crayons, and sometimes they got change of shoes or change of clothes, because sometimes especially in the wintertime, you go outside and play and they get dirty and they get muddy and they get
Yep.
wet. So
Time
so
to go jump in that snow pile.
right. And specifically, I asked our director of security. I'm not sure if that's its exact title, but
Yeah.
Ernest Stewart, asked him how many incidents had they had at the elementary levels that had weapons involved, and he said, one or two. You know what I mean?
Negligible.
Yeah. And so um, then I asked him about at the secondary level, and there were of course significantly more incidents
Mm-hmm.
that involve weapons. But then I asked him about like contraband, like things like knives or magazines or slingshots or BB guns, stuff like that.
Go the other direction. How many times has a older high school brother or sister confused the backpacks and say throwing a pipe in there, or rolling papers?
Right. So some of that stuff he did say there's a change in the law that now is those things would now be labeled as weapons. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like so. Um,
God damn, some laws are dumb.
I mean, there's still you got to be safe in the school. So
Oh
it's
yeah,
not like I
100%
don't
true
agree.
enough.
Yeah. It's not like I don't agree. So hold on, that's mom. I'll see her in a minute. Um, but yeah, that's the reason why, and we're getting metal detectors, and different type of background check equipment for visitors when they come to the schools. So we're going a little bit we're stepping into reality when it comes to the security of the schools. We're not so back in the day anymore. So
Yeah.
we all agreed that we didn't want elementary school kids walking through metal detectors, but you know we got to step safety up some type of way. So
And I think last time you and I spoke about this, you guys were opening bids for security guards.
hmm
So, I
yeah,
mean,
our security company. I don't really want to say that. Well, teach out.
yeah.
Teach out. They're on the chopping block. So I think they're up February. I think it was 6 months from June. So yeah. So we're in the bidding process.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see who jumps in. I mean, I used to work for Securitas,
hmm
and depending on the region, well, not even region, like they got sub-region offices.
hmm
The Dearborn office is fucking amazing. I loved working with them to death. It was my immediate supervisor that got me to walk out.
hmm
And even then, they tried getting me back. Like, do you want a different posting? Do you want us to get rid of this guy, move him somewhere? I'm like, you know what? That's too much hassle. Thank you guys very much. Have a great day.
Yeah.
And I think they also preside over Flint, so they might be good for you guys to work with. Burton Security, I think it is. Barton. Um, they're pretty good. I really can't wait to see who reaches out to you guys and puts in a bid.
There's
There's
been a
some good
couple.
firms around here.
Yeah, there's been a couple. I mean, there's Maximus, and then
Mm,
there's what is Chief Johnson's firm name? I can't remember the name of his.
mm.
Is it High Tech or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I think it
They're
is.
just over on yonder, right?
Right, right. And I look. I do want to say, I went over to Holmes Middle School. Was it last week or week before last? There's teach out isn't all that bad. I don't think it's necessarily all the officers that work there, because I walked into Holmes and the security guard. I can't say her name. I can't remember her name, but shout out to her.
Mm-hmm.
I walked through the door and she's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "Can I see your ID? Can you sign in right here?" I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? She really gave me a visitor's pass, and she was like, "Well, I can't let you go until, the other security guard comes, and escorts you to where you're going." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I mean, yeah, that's cool.
You
Like,
know what I mean? Like this is how it's supposed to be, and
it's not, hi, I'm school board president Mike
I
Clack.
didn't say
It's,
any of that.
I mean, you couldn't even with her, it seems like.
No, I didn't say. And
It,
I walked in with some jeans and some gym shoes and a t-shirt on,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't look like, but I do that on purpose. I don't try to
Yeah,
be,
that's a
but
distraction to the kids.
yes, but that's shout out to Miss Moore, Mr. Hemwood. That's the administration over there.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, they. So, but I know I'd like to see somebody. Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing armed security, but I know that's not.
Yeah, no, in the state of Michigan, you're going to have a
You know,
lot of pushback on that.
of course, I know that, but just
Like,
I'm just looking at
this ain't Texas.
right.
So,
But we do have school shootings, because what was that, Oxford a couple years back? You know what I mean?
mhm.
Um, I don't know.
I mean, armed security would also cost you guys a lot more.
Of
Me
course,
as a unarmed security guard, Amazon was paying 28 an hour to have me on the premises. 28 an hour. If I were armed, you were looking close to 70.
hmm.
So per guard, and you guys got a lot of sites. Kind of happens.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
besides that, I mean, let's. I like the idea of armed security guards in schools, but then I'm looking at it from the other side, and kids walk in, they see that, and they're like, "Oh shit!" The first thing that pops in their head is, "Now school just got real."
and, and again, I hate to, I know it won't happen, but it's 2023, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no telling what might happen, and I hate to say it like that, but
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, real world happens, whether you're ready for it or not.
yeah.
But I'm glad to see you address that because there were questions running around, and people want answers, and You've got a direct link to a lot of answers right here.
I will also say that it was the recommendation of Ernest Stewart that we have no book bags for anyone.
Mhm.
So that our school safety advocate, or not a school safety advocate, but our director of school safety, he said he would recommend that we don't have book bags for anyone. The teachers wanted us to have the pre-K. At first, we only had it was K through 6, so we had to change the motion to add pre-K. Um, so yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, and it did pass 6-1, and the only one that was male was the only one. So there was some pushback, not very much, but we kind of did go against the recommendation. But we thought that it would be best to listen to the people that work on the front lines with the
Yeah.
kids.
I mean, makes sense. You got the actual crib midgets who you can't trust to hold a tune in a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
So you do need to give them something to run around with their papers. The older kids, like, all right, guys, you can keep track of your stuff. You can keep track of your X, Y, and Z. And then when it comes to books, it's like, what books?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time you're leaving your books in the classroom and you're sharing with like 5, 6 other classes a day. You leave it there, next kid picks it up.
It's not really very many books anymore. Most of the work is done via computer anyway,
Mm-hmm.
or iPad, or Chromebook, or whatever you want to call it, whatever.
Yep.
So there's not a whole lot of book work. There is some, you know what I mean, but again, it's 2023. Most of the work is done. Even me as this last year teaching 6th grade, most of my assignments were issued via Google Classroom. You know what I mean? It's you're able to keep up with how much the progress of the student. You're able to communicate with the parents.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to put grades in. And sync the Google Classroom grade book with the actual grade book. The whatever grading system you use. I use Power School. But you can sync all of that stuff. There are different programs that I use. There's Edpuzzle, and there's Kahoot, and all these different programs
Kahoot.
that and Quizzle, and all these different programs that you can sync to your grade book, so you don't have to actually sit there with books and turn pages. Even though me being partly old school, it's cool to have a book. You know what I mean?
Point of information.
What's that?
We got a question in the chat for you.
What's up?
This from Ash Rich. It says, I was told that parents at my son's school were given the option to vote on some website regarding the book bag situation, but I was never given that information until after they made the decision.
Yeah, there was a survey that was sent out, and we got the results. I can't remember. It might have been. I know it was. I know for a fact there was a survey that was sent out. There was some participation, but not very much.
Yeah,
That
I
is
think
true, though.
I jumped up on that on platform and said, as a parent, I want my kids safe. So either clear book bags or no book bags.
Mm-hmm.
And but your guys' overall participation was like what, less than
17% or something like that.
Yeah, less than 400 people.
Yeah, it was like 377 people. It wasn't that many people that participated. Most of them were the students and staff. There wasn't very much parent participation.
So how can we do? Not to cut you off, I got another one, but I still want you to finish that question.
No, I'm done.
I see. Chris Caleb said, "Where are the new schools?"
Where are the new schools?
Yes.
I mean,
I don't think you're building any from ground up. I think you're renovating some and like bringing some up from the depths.
Yeah, we are renovating all the schools that are open right now.
Got you.
And the new school is we're still trying to. I'm trying. We're trying. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't something that just came up with this board that just came. There's been new school talk for the past couple of boards. So if we're trying. I'm not sure how close it came with the last board or with the board before that, but I know me myself. I've had 2 or 3 meetings with organizations about the possibility of opening up new schools or whatever. But all I can say is it takes support. It takes
I got to sit on the far side of that one and say, like, dude, your Flint schools right now are having problems just retaining students.
Mm-hmm.
Opening a new school, it's going to be a ghost
teachers
town.
too.
Yeah, teachers. We're right now only operating because we have parapros running around.
Mhm.
right? If they were to walk out,
Long term
then
subs too.
yeah, but
Guest teachers. Guest teachers.
yeah, right.
Hmm.
So if they were to walk out right now, our schools would have to shut down, or you would have to cut some sort of deal with GISD or state and be like, send us some damn teachers.
Yeah, I don't even know what that would look like.
Yeah, it would be insane.
I don't know. I mean, there's a shortage of teachers everywhere, so I don't
And
know
then
how how it's reaching out to them is just going to magically. I
and
don't
then
know.
like it comes
People
up to
don't want to
where
teach.
we we don't have enough students. So like, what's the point of a new school now? Reopening that one that you guys are. Which one was it?
Go Ryder.
Doyle
Go
Ryder.
Ryder.
Okay, if it can divert some kids from other schools and make them less of a sardine, that's fine. And you just alleviated the entire overcrowding classrooms with just one school. But brand new schools from scratch, a lot of money, not enough teachers, not enough kids.
The idea behind it is supposedly, if you build it, they will come, so to speak.
Mm,
Excuse me, so to speak. But again, you got to look at the growth. We don't have a growth
yeah,
rate that says we need to invest all of this money. So the dilemma is that plus securing all the funds because you can't use the ESSER dollars to build a school. You know what
no,
I mean? So so it's just you got to have a partner and making a deal with the partner and coming to everybody coming to the same agreement. So it's just I'm just stepping into it, so I don't want to say too much because I really don't even know. I'm learning as I go. You know what I mean? Like,
it, that that's crazy to me though, because you're in a 2 year seat.
uh huh.
You are learning as much as you can, as fast as you can,
Mm-hmm.
and then your term's up.
Mm-hmm.
You can run again, or you can move on to a different office, and then it's up to the next person that takes that 2 year seat and goes, okay, I got to learn as I go.
But see, the difference is, and I don't like to pat my own self on the back too
No.
much, but I'm the type of person that will give all of the information that I know to
Mhm.
whoever takes over that seat. I'm not going to be withholding information or making it difficult for
Here's all
them.
my 3 ring binders. Have
This is
fun.
oh man, I got 3 ring binders. If they had 12 ring binders, I got them too. But
Shit.
but no, I'm just saying like I got a lot of information, not only on paper, but just up
Yeah.
here. So yeah, so I would definitely whoever took over my seat, behind me, I would definitely get them as much in the know as I could, which is pretty much a lot of know
Yeah.
that I'm learning as I go, so to speak. So yeah.
I mean, but this is just a 2 year seat, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing some folks, and this isn't a shot at anyone,
Mm-hmm.
who have been in the longer term seats
Mm-hmm.
that seem like they don't know as much as you do right now because you're putting in the research and maybe they aren't, or maybe it's they focused on different areas while you're doing a more general study, however it may be. So, the next person that steps in on any of these seats, as long as the information gets passed, I think that's pretty cool, passing the torch.
I think
The
I really
5 year
do
seats and
think maybe
such.
the focal points were different between me and but not necessarily. I could say
That and you're a teacher while other people are focusing on other careers on the outside.
right, but I can say that I'm more just at the last couple of presidents. I think that I kind of like the way Carol McIntosh was. Just from looking at how how she kind of moved. I don't know. Like I don't want to say, but we just had some. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just is just I think that my focal point that I came in with was I want to put a lot of focus in athletics. I mean, like I was an athlete. That's how I got to college. I was on the
Mm-hmm.
football. I had a football scholarship, and I think that athletics, especially here in the inner city, is a way out because we got rapping and we got athletics and we got school, but when you look at it, like in the inner city, a lot of the kids are scholar athletes. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
a lot of kids use sports as an outlet. Um, and here in Flint, we used to have like top flight athletic programs.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball, track, football. So with our programs not being there, or with the focus of the district not being athletics anymore, I think that you can see the outer school districts, the Flushings and I mean not so much Flushing, I don't know, but the Carmens and the Davisons and the Grand Blanks, even the what is it,
Kersey.
Hamity,
Yeah.
Hamity, and
Which
and
one? Maybe?
Kersey.
Jersey?
so they got those for the most part would be Flint kids that are winning those. If they were here in Flint, we'd be winning championships. But
Mhm.
why would they, you know, not why would they send their kid to Flint schools and we don't have the facilities?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who wants to play on a grass field when they playing on this new AstroTurf that who wants to play on that?
I don't know.
Who
I'm
wants to
old
go sit
school.
up in a stadium that the same stadium their grandparents sat up in up at Northwestern? And when you sit down and if you got shorts on, you sit down, your butt be itching because it's old school fiberglass. You know what I mean? Like who wants to do that? When you can go to a school that's down the street and they got a brand new field, brand new track, brand new stadium, brand new press box. The speaker system works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Like the
why?
students probably don't care as much. I just want to play. That's how I was with my parents. I just want to play, Dad. Dad, honestly, I don't care where you sit. You could sit on the grass field. I don't care. I just want to play. Parents, on the other hand, they're the ones that decide where their kids go. Like, I want to go where there's going to be some recognition, yes, and I don't want my butt to itch. No.
Right, but even if I'll just say like it's hard. But I'll say myself, I put a lot of time and resources and support and money behind my kids and their athletics. They're great students. Both of them are good students. But like my son, he's been I train him. He runs track at a high level. He's been to
I
the
watched your videos. You make that kid run with the parachute.
right. I mean, he and push and pull tires and
Yeah.
and do all type of stuff. So like I want him to be a scholar athlete. I can't say that I'm willing to put all of that time, money, everything that I'm, risking, going all these places, traveling around. My summer times are not free. My summer times are, my kids, taking one to Virginia, taking one to DC, taking one to the Junior Olympics here, the track meet here, like it's like when you invest that much into a kid, you know what I mean? That's your investment. So you want them to have the best opportunities. Like you want them to go to somewhere and perform at a higher level. So I can't say that I'm going to say, hey, look, I want my kids to go to the Flint schools. I understand why people don't want to send their kids to the Flint schools. That's why I'm fighting so hard to do what I'm, to build them up because we don't need to be taking our kids somewhere else to give them all of our. They get money for our kids.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I don't believe that you should have to pay for your kid to get a good education. I believe that you should be able to go to a community school, a public school, and everything should be good. But if you got people that aren't doing don't have the public school as their best in the best interest, then look at what we got. So we,
Yeah.
and I'm trying not to. I don't want to talk bad about it, but you all know where we are. You know what we got.
Ah, here's some. And I think this pertains to a lot of people around here. So the average private school tuition is $12,300 per student per year.
Mm-hmm.
The average public school spends about $17,800 per student. This is nationwide. That's a 45% difference. Educating kids doesn't have to be obscenely expensive. The government is just really fucking inefficient at it.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought I'd throw that out there because we've talked about how much money comes into our school district, and we've talked about spending where I'm sitting there going, look, what the fuck? Because I've looked at army budgets, company budgets, battalion budgets, and they're really fucking inefficient at that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jesus. I've looked at a 249 SAW S, so non-automatic, semi-automatic. It just looks cool. That thing cost 12,000. The Army pays 25,000 per SAW, and this one's fully automatic, and it's literally less work for Fabrique National to make. Government is just shitty with spending, dude.
Hey, but look, I was just watching City Council the other day. The speed bumps are $1,600 and some odd dollars, and it costs $1,600 and some odd dollars to ship them here.
Yeah.
So that's like, I mean, I guess they weren't. I was like, no, man, yeah, right. Ain't no speed bump cost $1,600 to ship here, but I guess if it costs if it costs double to, I don't know.
I mean, we have a Department of Public Works. How hard would it be to just fabricate one in house?
A speed bump or
A
a
speed
saw?
bump. I mean, shit, dude. A saw. Oh, I would love to have one. American made, still semi automatic. But no, we're going to step off of guns because I'm going to climb
So
down a
why?
rabbit hole.
So do you know why we can't have cement speed bumps like
Um,
Chicago? Because I know when you ride through the hood in Chicago, like you gotta slow down or you're gonna
yeah.
be.
Um, so it has to do something with our weather here and our state laws. Like, if you're trying to roll down the street going 25, posted speed limit, and it somehow hits icy, you can't slow down before you hit that speed bump, and you're gonna hit it, lose control, smack into a car on the side of the road or whatever. That's the reason why they say we can't have permanent
All
ones.
right, but in the summertime when people are going 200 miles an hour down the street, if they hit it, if they
Oh
hit
my
that same
god.
car, they're gonna keep going and they're gonna hit 17 more cars, burst
Mhm.
into a ball of flames and blow up
I
and
mean,
kill.
I don't understand how hard it'd be to drill a hole into the asphalt, right? Nice size, half inch, quarter inch borehole. You've got your speed bump, you put it in, and if you have 2 feet or actually a foot of bar holding it in, doesn't matter how fast someone's going, it's still going to hold. And then you just forklift it up and out. Like,
That's how they get them out.
yeah, I mean, they're really heavy. You can either forklift it or you can pry bar it and then get a jack underneath, but you still have to lift it. But I don't understand why we can't do that and build it in house for far cheaper, and then we're not paying the shipping because when
Why,
someone
why
like
does it cost $60,000 to ship it though? Like, do they come
weight,
in right? But if
weight and space it takes on the trucks, because I guarantee you they're not driving it up here themselves. They're FedExing that shit in pieces.
what?
Yeah, they're buying it from a company.
Why would we just not go pick our own shit up?
Lord knows, because that makes sense to me.
Like, why
Either
would
make
we
it in house or buy it from someplace in the state of Michigan and just, hey, DPW guy,
go down
here,
here and expect our stuff?
yeah, here's your keys. Go. We made sure the truck's full.
Go lay eyes on our stuff to make sure we're getting all 25 speed bumps or
Mm-hmm.
whatever we're supposed to get, and bring them on back. Like
Yeah.
if you get that done. I don't know how much it is to rent a truck, but you can charge somebody for the second and get back and pay less than that.
Mm-hmm. Government's just really into fucking fishing with money because it's not their money, it's our money. If someone says, hey, dude, go grocery shopping for me, here's 10 grand. Okay. Um, Here's the best of everything, and I actually spent 10 grand, 200. My bad. That's just how government works. They're going to spend every cent of what they got, and they're going to find the most inefficient way to do it. A lot of times they go over budget.
I just don't understand how they don't think that people are smart enough to see this shit.
So here in Flint, you have a weird ass phenomenon where more people pay attention to their local governance than anywhere else I've lived. Mind you, I've been around the country. Um, the only exception right now is Odessa, Texas, which my brother lives in. But most people just don't give a damn. Here in Flint, it's been a struggle for years to get governments that actually seems to care about you. So people are paying attention, right? Most people don't fucking care. And here we're still following practices that the rest of the country does, even though they're so inefficient because it's just governance practices. You
That-
don't see as many people politically active per capita in, say, Chicago in their local government, or Lapeer, Douglas, Arizona, Midland, Texas, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Denver, Colorado. No one really cares about their local bullshit. Literally, most other places, the people don't care enough. So you just asked why they don't think people can see this. Most people don't.
That, well, maybe I'm thinking, how can people be so like brazen with their corruption?
Because everyone's apathetic to it.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I mean, you see or podcasts like 810. You see people running around like Art Woodson pointing this shit out. This blazing, blatant, just this ain't right. Nowhere else do you really see that.
I could never. I'd rather, and I like money just like anybody else. I like to buy toys when I got free money. Like grown
Mm-hmm.
people toys, and I like guns. I like to buy bullets for my guns, and you know what I mean. I like, but I couldn't sell out. I like going to the hood to buy my beer.
Yeah.
I like standing in the parking lot in the hood talking to my people. You know what I mean? Like I like standing in the hood talking to my people.
The beer that we're drinking right now, I bought from a university mini market. It's
Right there
run,
across from Rubes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
run by George. Love George to death. I think I talked to him and he came from Syria or Turkey. He's been in the neighborhood for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to Walmart and buy I spend as little money as possible at Walmart. I want to keep my money in my neighborhood, in my community.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't really been with that. Been rocking with that store since it was 7-Eleven. I ain't gonna
No,
lie.
but I get what you're saying because I'm like that. Just to chime in, not
No,
to cut y'all off,
you're right.
but I'm like that. Don't get me wrong. We are human. We want to go take trips. We want to go because it's like you want to live. We
Yeah.
got one life.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but I get what you're saying, but not on the backs of the people.
Right.
Because
right.
I mean, I still want to be able to come around. That's what really got me tripping when you can see these people. I'm gonna just say it: the council people, the administration, the government of Michigan. When you can see how they can smile, because just think when it's time to vote, how they can come out in front of the people. I just look at Flint Water, not Fix.
Oh,
Like, how can you just, even I'm saying with the kids, even with this, like with the school system, to
Mm-hmm.
bring it together. Flint is declining as a whole,
Mm-hmm.
not just at, far as schooling, far as, far as mayor, government, I mean, the council, board of education. I mean, I'm just saying you see them because you see one or two people fighting. And one or two people, and it's like the ones who control it, like with the news. There's no way we supposed to be able to do what we doing. But the reason you got not just us, just anybody you seeing in all the major cities, not just major cities, in all cities, you
Period.
seeing people having podcasts because the news media has more people than woke up. It's watered down.
Yeah.
And it's like, how could we be doing this? Because who else gonna do it? If your local, if the people not putting it out there, it's not getting out there. Channel 12 will have you thinking 5 and 66, like this is Bel Air.
So check it out. I was on Reddit the other night. I love being on Reddit. I get to play, talk my 40K stuff. I get to talk national politics, and this dude was talking about the cost of living in California isn't much different. Like he didn't notice much difference between the wage and to cost of living in California than he does because he lives here in Michigan. I go, all right, dude, you're fucking dumb.
It's
Michigan is a different kind of beast altogether. Hell, we can't even get water right here.
Yeah.
And he starts going in at me. He's like, Flint's water's been fixed for a while, yada, yada, yada. I'm like,
Flint, Texas?
no. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, so I hit him with, I live in Flint, you stupid piece of shit. And I lay it into him. We still have close to 2,000 houses on the north side. Ain't fixed. We just went to court because our water's still fucked. And we haven't hit the deadline 3 deadlines in a row. We have a population that is 42% below the poverty line. But, and then he pops on and goes, well, not that many people live in Flint anyway. 86,000 may not be a lot to you, but Flint is still the cultural and economic center of fucking Genesee County. of Genesee fucking an entire county. We are still the biggest population in Genesee County. So not only does our local governance have people hoodwinked, they got the rest of the state and the rest of the country thinking that everything's fine and dandy here.
Well,
Hey guys, we live in Bel Air.
I challenge anybody who's not from here and don't know the hood to ride down, to go down. What is that? To go. Well, you can go down Saginaw, make a left on Holbrook, or make a left on any of them streets that's up there on the north side, and ride down there and see see if your feelings don't get hurt. I'm like, I didn't even grow up over there, and I ride down over there, and it's like my people. What's up? Question?
No, this make it so. Now, this question right here that was just put up by Lady J.
Shout out, Lady J.
It sums up a lot of stuff. It said, sad that this is being allowed in America. No clean water yet, running to foreign countries and billions into immigration.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Or billions. Tupac said it. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. We done gave, how many billions have we given Ukraine?
Right now we are up to 150 billion.
Now we about to give them half, not half, all these F-16s, and we gave them all these cluster bombs, and
not even that. It gets worse than fucking that, right? So cluster bombs we actually sold to Poland, which I'm fine with because Polish people are cool.
And they're NATO, right?
Yeah. F-16s though, we aren't giving them any. No, we're looking at our ally nations around the world and saying we'll give you the brand new F-35, which cost a fuck ton more if you take your old F-16s and give them to Ukraine.
But they don't even know how to use them. Like, they don't even know how to fly.
We're going to give them NATO advisors to learn them how to fly. But it still hits me in the fucking brain like, no, we're going to give you $2.3 billion to give fucking... I'm going to...
Now, how this answers your question here, not to cut y'all off with Michelle Mayer, why are they spending millions and there's nothing to show for it? Corruption.
No, that's just straight up. I mean, 100%. We got to give a shout out to Wentis.
Yes,
actually.
Yes.
Because she called out, and with the help of several community members, so thank you all of you guys, where a lot of the ARPA money went.
Mm-hmm.
So it went to a for-profit company, and you have to apply to them, mind you, to ask them for the ARPA money to say, get your house fixed. Look, I've got a wall buckling in my basement. So I'm going to go to this company and say, hey, you guys got this ARPA money. I need this much to fix my basement wall. A for-profit company, A, ain't going to let go of that money for shit. And B, they're going to charge me just for talking to them.
But remember, I think, Nick, did I tell you? I went down there to city council when they first started saying, talking about come get this application, you know what I mean? Because I got my nonprofit. Yeah, I got my nonprofit. So Eric Mays came out of the council. They were in a council meeting. He came off the floor, came over to me. He walked me into the council office. He gave me this sheet of paper and he told me to fill it out. And I went and filled it out. And I gave a little bit of, pre-budget for my what I thought I needed for my nonprofit. And then come to find out, because they don't like Eric or however the situation may go, the paper didn't mean anything.
I'm going to sum it up to you. You know what that paper was?
What was that?
The same treaty that the Indians signed. That's how they treated Eric's ARPA paper. I'm just going to be honest.
You just got Manhattan.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The peace treaty papers that you signed that wasn't worth nothing at the paper they was written on.
Right. If we got a city council that doesn't have a heart enough to care for young women, you know what I mean? They live in the facility. They couldn't give them no money or wouldn't let them keep their house. What is it called? Esther, House of Esther. Like, seriously. And I got a whole nonprofit. That the mission is to help victims of victims of domestic violence and human trafficking and sexual abuse. And we're right down the street from the biggest. This intersection right over here where we are. That's the biggest human trafficking area in the county.
Yeah, it connects
right over
to
here
where I grew up, and that's where a lot of these young women from Central South America and Mexico, as well as get picked up along the way through the U.S., get funneled through, and then they disperse throughout the rest of the country from here.
But if they wouldn't give me the time of day, and those pregnant women and those teen mothers the time of day, if they're more worried about pinching pennies with that, but they'll and giving a for-profit company like now we looking at some lady is using her company credit card to get her nails and shit done.
Nah, but hold on. But now
My
this
nails
what
are fucked.
now
I
this
can
is
use
where
that.
the BS came in. This why I go back at Councilman Quincy Murphy. And I'm gonna be honest, for all his people to say, "Oh, he's coming this way." How many times? And I'm gonna give this brother a shout out. I ain't gonna say his name, but this what he told me. This brother did say. He said, "Man, Mickey, quit watching what they say. Watch how they vote." And I
Mm-hmm.
just said, Rich Jones told me that. I'm gonna get a brother name. My Rich told me that. He said, "Man, quit watching what they say." He said, "Watch how they vote." Like how Quincy was more worrying about meters,
I'm pissed off about the meters too.
but but you see corruption going on. Took a P card and did what they wanted to do.
But I think it's more corruption with the meters because they still collecting the money. They still getting paid for the tickets because people still thinking that they're getting tickets, and that's more money than what she spent on that with that credit card.
Actually,
Did she not? No, that's all we know is with the little bit that she put out here. But I'm just saying.
dude, she had trips on that motherfucker. She had her nails done on that motherfucker. She had like that's a lot of money for one person. If you break it down by person, how much those meters are ripping people off versus how much she spent as a single person.
Man, look,
I know that's a
there are
sideways
meters
way
that
of
run
skewing
up
the
and down
numbers.
Saginaw Street,
No, I
and
get
they've
the
been there
meters,
for
but
5-6 years
but I'm
now.
saying, look at what she did though. I'm
That's
not knocking. I'm just
no.
saying. But we couldn't even get him. And this what Eric did. The point I was making. Eric said, "Let's throw in the meters."
I was with Quincy on that. Like, no, I'm not supporting this unless you put the meters in there.
Even when the meters got put in there, which way did he vote?
He did vote against it, didn't he?
Okay,
Yep.
that's the point that I'm saying. That's why.
He did.
Don't listen
Now,
to what they say. Watch how they vote.
He did. He did. I was with him though. Like, no, fuck yeah, man, put the meters in there.
I mean,
Let's see where the money going for the meters.
and
What
when the meters got put in there, what he do?
he did vote the other way.
That's
I
what I'm
have
saying.
no personal issue against Quincy. I have never spoke with this man,
I like
Right.
Quincy.
but he's the one that brought up the bid rigging. He's the one that said, "Hey, why are we only getting one bid back? We sent this to, we're supposed to send it to 12 or 15 different dealerships. And we're only getting one back, and it happens to be the purchasing manager's husband's firm. Oh, yeah, and his name's on the bid. This don't seem right." I was like, fuck yeah, Quincy, fuck yeah. And then 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, hey, this investigation can happen after the election.
Yeah. See, I,
Quincy, what the fuck?
yeah, I don't necessarily like his politics, but
I mean,
Quincy
no,
cool, man. I
I'm
like
not
what he's
saying.
done over at the
At,
park.
at times,
I've been knowing Quincy for a long time, and
I've been knowing him over 20 years, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying personally. I'm saying his politics.
yeah, I'm not.
He
Yeah,
has messy politics.
Yeah.
What I mean by messy, he's not doing right for the people. That's just like right now what we heard the big allegedly Dewey Park got took from him and it was gave to the county.
how could how
how?
well how did they take it from him per se, and how
But
did
I'm just saying, but that's what got put out yesterday. And I'm just gonna put the allegedly. This my thing.
was he the owner because he been taking care of it forever?
No, I'm
I
talking
mean,
about
not-
Dewey Park. No, but
Hey guys,
well,
we
allegedly.
got an actual question here from Chris Galp again. So, did he vote for a subpoena?
No, he didn't vote for the
No.
subpoena. That's why I keep telling y'all. Y'all watch. I'm just saying what the brother Rich said. Watch how they vote. Damn what they say. I give them credit
No,
on
that
that.
makes fucking 100%
He
sense.
said right up there, air in just to show you. But y'all keep forgetting what he said when he got on council. I'm here to make the mayor look good. See, it ain't.
No, I'm here to represent my ward.
Yeah, he never once said that. He said to make the mayor, because all you gotta do is look at it. You can force to get certain things. So when something got took away from him, I don't feel bad for this because look how he been taking stuff from other people. You didn't just think it was gonna happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And now it happened. Even when it came time to vote, what'd he do? No.
No.
Because you ain't, because this administration, if they did the vote, they know this administration would probably be in jail from all the crookedness. So it's just like even the $300 when you hear Liddell, well, we don't know where to get the money from. Well, you had 94 million to start with.
That's enough to zero out everybody's water bill.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't and see, here's the thing, with all the money that's owed to the water company or whatever, all the water's been, why can't we go after these apartment complexes that ain't paying their water bill? Why can't we go after, stuff like these businesses that ain't paying their water
why
bill?
would you go after them when you probably can get kickbacks, allegedly?
See, that's the bullshit I'm talking about, man. Like, see what I'm saying? Like,
so we have this beautiful American experiment where everyone has a say and everyone has a pull in the government per se, right?
Mhm.
Like that's exactly how it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, some people have more of a say, and that more of a say just counts on the size of your wallet. I love the idea of democracy because we are the first in the world, and a representative republic because we're the first in the world. Unfortunately, because we're the first in the world, we fucked it up quite a bit.
but I here's the thing.
Well,
Here's where I
first in the
disagree
modern.
with that. And this is just, I'm just gonna use myself.
Mhm.
I didn't even raise $1,100 when I ran for the school board.
Yep.
I raised under $1,100. I won by almost 8,000 votes. You know what I mean? Like, my wallet wasn't big.
No,
But that's why,
your
not to
name
cut you
is.
off. That's why
And
you.
I'm not talking about that last name.
That's why you got to watch what Maurice Davis said. And give a shameless plug on the 810 on the Winters Hall show when he said, when people have money put behind them, like you said, you had $1,100. You know how much it costs to get them get all them flyers and stuff to put out here. That costs money.
But well, for the most part, I make my own flyers, and I do
But I'm
that on
saying,
my own.
Okay,
but
you did your own
but,
thing.
but I'm just saying. But if you went out there and bought them, you know it costs money.
yeah,
When money got into politics, you know that's gonna corrupt. If I pay for you to run, don't I own you?
so to speak. Yeah, but
You see, this is
And I'm
why.
just saying, if I'm putting the money behind you, just say it costs 20,000 to say, let's use state rep. Say it costs 50,000 to run a state rep race, and I'm just using that as an example. If you ain't got the money, and I put the money up for you,
See,
when I ran for state rep the last time, I think I raised $684. No, it was $884, and I still didn't finish last.
dude, yeah, you and I are the same boat there. I raised personally from other people donating. My brother, my father, and then two friends I have on the internet sent me each like $50. I had a total campaign budget of $850, so $650 that came from my own wallet.
Yeah, see, like
that's what I'm saying. But when
And
you see other people,
I still did better than some.
You see, like Maurice Davis said, like when you see Eric talk about that dark literature. Or was that what he said?
he did say
Yeah,
something
the
about dark literature. Yeah,
When you seeing that coming in, and you know some of these people, man, don't be having the money. So when you be seeing that, a person be looking at it, and I do agree with Councilwoman Tanya Burns said. Even Maurice Davis said it. People, nope, Art been saying it. People come here to get money and they bounce.
and they leave. Yeah.
See, but this been going on for so long. What we gonna do? You seeing people now with this? What you have seen is just the lawlessness to the hilt with it. When you had Quincy Murphy pay to play, this what he said. You got to do. This ain't what I'm saying. I might not be saying it verbatim, but this what he said.
I can give you a perfect example of what Quincy said. You want to open a business in my ward and not break bread with me?
Okay, that's exactly what he said. Now I didn't want to
verbatim.
This is not what I said. This is what he said. But then
wait a what?
Verbatim.
What the fuck is this? New York?
Chicago?
That's what I'm telling you. See, when you get that bold and you can say that, just look like you look at Liddell. Just look at the thing with Mays. Let me just say it. Ain't Judy them trying to get him off and Liddell Lewis.
What? Hold on, man. I'm still stuck on what y'all just said.
No, that was about.
No, it was about a year ago, right?
Right.
Now.
Yeah. It was like this time. That's what I'm saying. When you put
what's
these
the car dealership that
Skip and Willie, that's what they was calling it.
The ones that came down there on Saginaw Street.
Yeah.
Skip and Willie.
I was watching that.
Yeah,
that was the meeting that he said that.
Yeah. You
That's
want
what
to
I'm
open a
saying.
business
See-
in my ward and not break bread with me.
See, when you
know
do
what?
stuff like that's what I'm saying. See, when you got council people slipping up doing that, look at Liddell when they was Liddell. Now this is
Because then they say they had to pay the back taxes, and they had paid the back taxes and everything. Ain't that them?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that meeting. I was watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead, Mick. Sorry.
I was just looking at Sean Crowder said, if you got a good support system, you not owned by nobody when you run for office. Well, I'm gonna say this. This last election, I don't know if it was a hell of a support system.
I had a support system. That's all
I'm talking
I had.
about money wise. They tell you this ain't listen.
I'm talking about money.
We talking about money. I'm saying running an election. They tell you who spend the most money wins. We got to quit playing these games. See, we get to playing these games with saying, "Oh, we know what it is." The ones who usually get in, or the ones who stay in the fight, i.e., how you fighting on the school board, you catching hell.
Yeah.
I.e., how Eric Mays and Tanya Burns them fighting on the council, they catching hell from who? It damn sure ain't for the people that's trying to do for the help. Like when we see the council people, as they call them, the Sinister Six, when we see them, we know them's not their agenda. We know what the agenda coming down. Who sent a damn a budget down and you don't go through it? You just pass it.
What? I couldn't believe that either.
I'm
but
just saying, in any business, that's what I'm saying. But when you got your votes, I get it. I understand it. I don't mean I agree with it. I'm just saying, but when you got, and I call that incompetence, because like now when you seen what we did the other day, damn near all day, when you seen where they couldn't even answer these questions, this going on, you got the ad hoc committee, people on the ad hoc committee not reporting back, and they finding this out, then you find Emily Dore. They met the ad hoc where she met one, she said the name. Like I said,
Sean.
It's so much BS that y'all just now getting here. So you got Liddell up there. Well, where are we gonna get the money from? We're gonna take it from here. There's so much BS that's going on.
I can't believe in everything. Here's the thing, I didn't even know. I be trying to give her the benefit of the doubt so much, but everything that was brought up, she was against. I'm like,
even when Dennis Pfeiffer. Now look, I'm gonna show you. This show you. Pfeiffer. Y'all know I get on Dennis all the time.
You do.
But when Dennis sit up here and said this right here, when he told her that it is our job, we're supposed to do
the fiduciary.
How in the hell, if y'all already see corruption over there, how y'all gonna let the crooks do the investigation?
Yeah.
They can cover it up themselves. That goes back to the Ethics and Accountability Board. When you see 3 council people that came over there and saying, look, we having these problems about the Opera Committee, and you got certain ones, let's let them handle it out. That's what I'm saying when you saying incompetence in all levels of government in Flint. That's what people they put in these places. That's the sad part with Flint, when the incompetence and we reward. It's like, I'm just saying, it just ain't Flint. It's like incompetence get rewarded in America. I'm just gonna call it what it is.
Let me hit you with this.
No, you fail up. I think that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
You fail up.
Yeah. Or promoted to the point of failure.
Yeah.
But so you ran for state rep.
Yeah.
I ran for state rep. You remember all these fucking surveys he used to send you?
Yeah.
And many of them were so pointed in their fucking questions where like it's either you are going to 100% support anything I have to go on that floor, or I'm not going to support you, basically.
I didn't get supported by the ASPCA because I told them I didn't get my dog neutered.
I mean, yeah.
I told them, they asked me what kind of dog I had. I said American Pit Bull Terrier. And I told them the bloodline, and they said, well, did you get your dog neutered? And I said, no. And they said, well, why? And I said, because I might want might want some puppies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I'm about to make a business out of this, but I might want some puppies. Didn't get support.
So the one that sticks out to me the fucking most, actually there are 2. The first one was the Michigan Corn Growers Association. They said, and I quote, "What will you do for us to cause us to support you?" And I said, look, I have no skin in your game. I am in Genesee County. I'm running for the 70th district. We do not have too many folks doing agriculture. However, I believe in agriculture. You don't have to support me. I'm going to try to make things as easy as possible for our farmers, period.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you give me support or not. They go, okay, yeah, we'll endorse you. The other one was it was something to do with the county roads. And they asked if I would support them taking their government funds and trading them for state funds, selling funds for funds. Fuck no. Do you know how much money gets lost like that? And they straight up sent me an email back saying, no, we cannot support you if you will not allow us to do this. So you want kickbacks on the side? No. Fuck you. Everything about you. Fuck your entire way of life. Fuck you.
Does growing marijuana is that included in agriculture?
Um Actually, I
That's
don't know because most growers do it small scale in smaller buildings, whereas agriculture is like fucking fields upon fields, acres.
right.
Now, I never got anything
So
from.
maybe it's just horticulture, but I do
Yeah.
support agriculture, horticulture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Until we get some new leadership, man, it should be recall. I'm talking about the people, but it's listen, what
Here's the
y'all
thing.
talking about, y'all can't even get the people on the listen, man.
But I'm just like showing that there's a lot of straight corruption. They expect you to support the corruption.
And that's the point that I'm making.
and
When
then make us try to feel like, hey, look, we giving you this, we giving you $300. Y'all need to be glad y'all got that damn
and
three
that's
hundred
the
dollars.
point, and that's the point that I'm saying when you have people on council. I don't really care about the spectators on the sideline. People just running their mouth. Yeah, you need to do this because this can buy groceries. How about them groceries now? How about them gases now with three? They act like
How about the
$300.
consumers now?
Right? They acting
Man.
like gas was 50 cents,
Look,
but they can that 300 and your prescription. Come on, man.
you and I were on the phone the other day, and we were talking about Dennis, how Dennis can do some things right, but I gotta give him a right hook here. Dennis, I just went and bought my family 3 days worth of food. That cost me $219. That $300 water credit might as well been you punching me in the face, dude. That $300 water credit, fuck you.
Just look what Michelle Murr said. When you set up a water account, you have to give $350 deposit.
Yep.
Yep.
The okie doke is Sneely gave back 300 in the water credit.
Yep.
That's how you.
I didn't even get my whole deposit back.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you know.
And then if your water get cut off, you got to pay that $350 again.
But that's the game. But you paying for water. You don't even. What's sad is that Flint don't even have a mayor or a state rep. Should I say a senator? Not even fighting for them. How is you paying for bad water?
Actually, here, let me hit you with this because you brought it up to me.
How much time we got?
We got like a minute.
All right. Our state rep recently came, state legislature recently came through with the infrastructure bill. Flint wasn't on there. Where the fuck was our state rep? We were not named nor given a single fucking cent. Where the fuck was our state rep? Anyone? I'll tell you where she was. She was in her hair salon because she values that job and that money over the money we give her through our taxes to fucking represent us.
And y'all got to pay the tax on that $300 water credit. If
There
that's
you go.
real. Fuck. You want to close this out?
Yeah, you want to hit this out, man?
Man, I'm pretty much like with the stuff that I've heard over the past week or so. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty much. I knew that corruption existed, but I didn't know it was like it was, and that's pretty much me being green. I know it's hard for y'all to understand that with me coming from both my parents being politicians, but they wasn't into that bullshit. So I grew up in a household with thinking that politicians did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? It's taking me to be involved in it 100%, knees deep. You know, to understand like that these people are really fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. It's like I'm sitting here looking like corruption is corruption, but damn, man, it's like y'all gonna be that blatant. You ain't gonna even try to cover the shit up. You just think that y'all just gonna say some shit that fast and read right past to somebody, and they just ain't gonna catch the shit. Ain't gonna point of information your ass. They ain't gonna ask nothing.
Have they? No.
I think we are now.
We are now, but it's not on the floor, and no one with the badge is knocking on the door.
They are mine. I got one.
There you go.
That's all I had to say. I can't believe this shit, man. But we gonna change this shit. We gonna switch this shit up.
Well, you know what? Thank you everyone for tuning into Happy Hour. I think we might do this a little bit more often.
We might do happy hour more often, at least until school starts. I can't be drinking on Wednesdays when I'm in class.
Yeah, exactly. We can't have beers on set while he's going to a school board meeting later that night. Someone's going to pitch a fit and go, Mike's had a drink. So we're not going to drink when he's got.
Or at 2:00, I'll be in class teaching.
Yeah, that
so,
too.
I definitely can't do that.
This was just a thought of the moment one. This was just it's vacation time, fam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, everyone. Mike?